I'm not physically, like, different. Um, my psychology, my there's nothing I've put in my body that is different, and yet, or nothing around me that is different, and yet I am different. I've changed. I don't know what's happening. It's not just being inspired. I'm painting this image of what I feel is explosion of consciousness. I don't know. As I'm painting, I feel like I know exactly where to put the colors. I know what to do. Um, I don't know, and filming the process doesn't feel right because it's so spontaneous and it's so in the moment that I can't really describe what's happening to me. But I have changed. I am a changed person. I can't share the process of this weekend with you, but it was transformational for me and for Thoth, and I am forever changed by it. This is my piece for today. Very inspired.
You done?
Yep, I'm done. And Bunny made some chicken and this amazing shit.
Let me see.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Are you killing it? What are you doing to it?
What's that?
I've come to an awareness in the last few days. Something that has changed everything and yet essentially changed nothing within me and outside of me. I am not what you perceive. I'm not what I perceive. I'm not what I think I perceive. I'm not what I think I am. I'm not what I think I've done. I'm not any of my accomplishments. I'm not my body. I'm not female. I'm not male. I'm not my possessions. I'm not my husband's feelings or emotions. I'm not incomplete without him. I am completely sovereign within myself. The only thing that I am is awareness. I am conscious of my own consciousness. It is a perception of sitting down in the seat of consciousness and realizing that that's all there is. And thus, there are no needs, there are no desires, there are no wants. Still, they can flare up because we do perceive ourselves very strongly as human beings because we can touch and taste and hear and smell and feel everything that comes in all the time and is constantly trying to convince us that we are this, that we are this, that we are this, or this. We're not. We are simply awareness. And that is, awareness and consciousness is, the great mystery of existence. There is no definition of what consciousness is or where consciousness comes from. It just is. And thus, there are no excuses that have to be made. There are no apologies. There's no I'm sorry. There's no anything besides just being. And everything outside of the self, everything outside of consciousness is simply perception. It's almost like, it's just like a film that's being played in front of you. There's actually no physical way to reach consciousness or awareness except in death. That's what death is. That's what enlightenment is. Enlightenment is just awareness being aware of itself. It's so simple and so easy, and it makes so much sense to me now. I am reading this book. What's this book? Called The Untethered Soul, and it's all about consciousness and realizing that you are consciousness, that you're not your name, you're not your feelings, you're not your thoughts, you're not the movie that's playing in front of you, you're not what happens to you. You are just an entity that is sitting inside you, perceiving, watching, observing everything. That's the essence of what we all are. And we all forget that. All of us forget it because reality is so convincing. Because you're basically living in a movie that is so realistic. Because you can feel it and hear it and touch it and smell it. It's easy to be convinced of it. But the only reason that anything is perceived at all is because you are conscious of it. And it wouldn't matter if it existed or didn't exist, because your consciousness isn't aware of it. So for me, it changes everything, and it changes nothing. Because I'm still seeing everything the same, but the awareness has shifted.
There's so many different things that have happened to me.
They're all different things?
Yeah, all different sorts of things. There's the eight-year-old epiphany. There's the suicide attempt.
How old were you? 20.
Right before Saturn return. Just coming through that and then doing the ritual and just creating the ritual for Dale and Richard. And then it was the then it was the dance and the Mount Shasta.
How old were you then?
That was after Michael left. And that was doing the walkabout.
So it was like 4 or 5 of them, all different times.
Yeah, all different types of things. You know how to split it up.
It's a very nice dish.
This looks like a piece. God, it's so tender and so good.